Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and if you haven't gotten up to date, you would have seen that I got a new Twitter account. At Storms Takeover is the new Twitter account. Mainly because some low-life losers, some cretins, some butthurt morons, and the toxic scumbags of this wrestling community couldn't handle the truth about what I was saying, and they decided to go off and cry. They decided to go off and cry with tears rolling down their face and snot dripping from their nose. They decided to go run and cry. They wanted to cry to the Twitter police. They decided to go and cry to them, and this is a visual of them going to the Twitter police and just... He said bad things about me. He said bad things about my faves. He's mean. Shut up! Shut up, you big babies. Oh my god. But I made a new account, and here I am back. So you didn't think that was going to be the end of me, did you? You didn't think that was going to be the end? I'm DJ motherfucking Storms, man. Takes a lot to put me down. Takes a lot to put me down. You don't have to kill me in order to get rid of me. And I'm never dying. I'm only getting better. Things are just starting to heat up, as you know. Special upload here on this Thursday evening with the Lightning Flash update. I have a nasty cough. I have a very nasty cough. So, I just want to warn you guys, there could very well be a lot of coughing in this video. I'm prepared. I got a cough drop over here. I got water, in case I need it, which I will. Literally, this cough is triggered by anything, so just bear with me. But we're going to get right into the festivities here on the Lightning Flash update with the weekly show reviews. And what a shocker. What a shocker. Monday Night Raw has gotten past, once again, its lowest ratings in history. And now the lowest ratings in its history nearly stands at under 2 million. I guarantee you, if they keep this shit up, we are going to get to under 2 million. That's how bad Monday Night Raw has become. And here's the thing. I tapped out of Raw around like 10:20, 10:30. I tapped out around that time. I didn't even bother to watch that main event with Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin because I knew Seth Rollins was going to win anyway. I mean, why would they jeopardize the Ambrose versus Rollins match for the Intercontinental Championship at WWE TLC? They wouldn't. So, what was the point of even watching that shit? But from what I got, it was absolutely horrible. Especially that opening promo. Rollins basically reciting everything that everyone's been saying on Twitter for the past God knows how many weeks now. And Corbin, he basically said, you know what, I'll take that, I'll take it into consideration, leave it on my desk, and I'll file it under I don't give a damn. So I'm actually going to take that line from Baron Corbin. And I'm going to make it better. If any of you are offended by what I say on this show or on Twitter, just leave me a reply, give me a DM, I'll look at it, and I'll file it under I don't give a fuck. So there you go. Next time you get mad about something that I say on Twitter. Rollins acted like a complete child, just poking him, saying coward, 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 and then we get a TLC match for the Intercontinental title. Rude and Gable defeated Drake Maverick and the AOP in a 2-on-3 handicap match to win the Raw Tag Team titles. We got new Raw Tag Team champions. Listen. Am I happy for Rude and Gable? Yes, I want to see guys like Rude and Gable succeed, but the treatment of the Authors of Pain has been absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Such poor treatment. Holding the titles for not even 2 months. And then you give them to Rude and Gable. I guarantee you right now that we're on the verge of getting another 2-month streak. Guarantee you. You remember that time back in 2015? The period between 2015 and 2014 where the tag team titles, they switched hands every 2 months? I think we're on the verge of that. Guarantee you the AOP is gonna win it back in a couple weeks. Natalya is absolutely horrendous at promos. Okay? She's been on the main roster for 11 years. She's like the Alicia Fox of promos. Alicia Fox, she's been on the main roster for 10 years plus, and she is horrible in the ring. Meanwhile, Natty, she's been on the main roster for 11 years, and she's horrible at promos. So, there you go. Natty's fake crying made me cringe. It absolutely made me cringe. It was so pathetic. But Riot Squad came out, and they unveiled a table with Jim the Anvil Neidhart on it. So, obviously building towards their tables match at TLC. Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. I don't give a shit how good this match was. And it was a good match. These two know how to work. But the fact of the matter is, we've seen this the week prior. Ziggler won. Now, you're giving us 50-50 booking, which WWE has been doing for the last decade. And McIntyre won. And he assaulted Ziggler after the match, leading toward his match with Finn Balor at TLC. That was pretty much it. Same shit that we've been getting. Okay? There was no change to Monday Night Raw. If there was a change, the ratings would have gone up, not down. So anyone that's saying there's a change to Monday Night Raw can shut their fucking mouths. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Bayley defeated Alicia Fox. No one gives a fuck. Oh, by the way, the Mixed Match Challenge Finals at WWE TLC is Mahal and Alicia versus Truth and Carmella. And one of those teams is getting entry at number 30 into their respective Rumbles. You know how much of a fucking joke that is? You know how much of a fucking joke that is? Think about that for a minute. Everything that they've been doing with number 30 with the past couple of Rumbles, and you literally just said fuck it because you couldn't give the fans what they want. You couldn't think of anything creative. You couldn't think of anything good for number 30. So you had to go with a fucking Mixed Match Challenge final on Facebook Watch that no one even fucking watches. And that's going to be who gets into the Rumble at number 30. Truth or Mahal, and then Alicia and or Carmella. Do you know how fucking horrendous and pathetic and lazy that really is? I swear, I'm repeating myself way too often when I talk about Monday Night Raw. Thankfully, Wednesday was a great day for wrestling. And I'm going to talk about that later on in the show. Lio Rush versus Elias was interrupted by Lashley. Slater was refereeing. Lashley intimidated Slater, hit Elias with the guitar, and Leo won. Nia promo is just as garbage. I don't know how the hell. I like Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Those two women, as they progressed on the main roster, both of those women got worse. I have no idea what happened, but those two women actually got worse as their time went on the main roster. Jesus, man. Ember Moon defeated Tamina afterwards. Whoop-de-damn-do. Whoop-de-damn-do. Let's jump for joy and dance the Cotton Eye Joe. And then Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin in the main event. Who cares? Moving on to SmackDown Live. Now, the two main highlights of SmackDown Live was the openings of the show, or the opening of the show, almost said openings. Opening of the show, and then the main event. Bryan came out and was calling the people parasites. I can think of a hell of a lot of parasites on Twitter that keep on making burner accounts to troll me. I can think of a hell of a lot of parasites. Bryan then called LA stupid. I think they were in Las Vegas, so I don't know why he was calling LA stupid. So Ali came out, Mustafa Ali, that is, as they announced Mustafa versus Bryan for SmackDown. Ali asked what happened. What happened to Daniel Bryan? You know, Daniel Bryan was, saying that, the old Daniel Bryan is dead and all that. And then he asked Mustafa, what kind of car do you drive? Mustafa said he drives an SUV. Bryan said, why would you need to? And then he slapped Mustafa and said ignorant. Mustafa then took out Bryan before the match started. And Bryan versus Mustafa, this was a very good match, and it really put Mustafa on the map. If they want to continue building up the cruiserweights to put them on the main roster, this would be a great way to do so. Match was very good. I loved Mustafa's DDT out of the corner. He hit a Spanish fly on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, vicious as ever with those kicks. Daniel Bryan won with the heel hook. And I'm liking that he's starting to use the heel hook again. And then he attacked Ali afterwards, sending a message to AJ Styles before their match at TLC. The rap battle between The Bar and the Usos, hosted by the New Day. It was actually pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. The Ice Shamey doing a tribute to Vanilla Ice. That was actually pretty entertaining, not going to lie. The Usos, though, they won this battle. They got very nice flow, calling out The Bar with, how Cesaro got his teeth knocked out by the turnbuckle, saying how, they're spiking Sheamus' mohawk in their free time. But in the end, The Bar stood tall because a brawl broke out. So that's building towards the match between The Bar, the New Day, and the Usos at TLC. This Miz-Shane segment is absolutely... It's just ridiculous. The Miz is not a babyface. Do not turn The Miz babyface. I understand if you wanted to turn Daniel Bryan heel, because Daniel Bryan, he can operate well as a heel. He's proved that in the past before. But with what The Miz is doing right now, and the amount of work that he's put in the last 2 years, The Miz cannot be babyface. If The Miz goes babyface, huge mistake. Huge mistake. This ended up being a tag team match in which Shane McMahon fought off 2 jobbers, and that was it. The storyline absolutely sucks. Randy Orton came out and talked about his chairs match with Rey Mysterio, which led to Rey coming out with a steel chair. He attacked Orton with a steel chair, and he was able to send Orton packing. So this should be a very good match. The chairs match stipulation should add a bit more interest. I'm looking for some innovative spots as well. Then we had a decent 8-minute tag team match with Rusev and Hardy taking on Joe and Shinsuke. It was mainly Joe and Shinsuke taking out Hardy for the majority of this match. Rusev got the hot tag. Rusev, actually, as soon as he got in, and props to Nakamura for selling this, he clotheslined Nakamura so hard, and Nakamura sold it beautifully, turned him inside out. Literally a full loop. A full corkscrew loop. I absolutely love that. So, I can't wait to see Rusev versus Nakamura again for the United States Championship, because those two, they've had some of the most underrated matches of the year. They actually had the best match at Crown Jewel, and it was on the pre-show. Just saying. Just saying. But Rusev and Hardy won. Hardy took out Joe, and Rusev with a huge Machka kick to Shinsuke Nakamura. Rusev got the pin. I don't know if they're going to be adding Rusev and Nakamura versus Hardy and Joe, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Charlotte versus Asuka was turning into a great match, an absolutely great match. I was absolutely loving this match, and there was a lot of innovative spots in this match. I love the chemistry between Charlotte and Asuka. I love the fact that, Asuka reversed that spear into a modified code breaker. I love the transition by Charlotte into the figure 4. Towards the end of this match, Charlotte went for the moonsault. Asuka countered, flipped it over into the Asuka lock, but Charlotte rolled out of the ring. This led to Charlotte grabbing a kendo stick, started attacking Asuka. Then she went after Becky. Becky took the kendo stick, started attacking them. Asuka then took the kendo stick and started beating the shit out of both women back and forth. Swing bada bada. That type of shit. Swing bada bada style. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And Asuka stood tall over both of them. I hope that's the scene at TLC, because Asuka deserves that title. Now, Moving on to 205 Live. 205 Live, by the way, great fucking show. Great show. This was a great episode of 205 Live. 47 minutes. 47 minutes of 205 Live, once again better than Monday Night Raw. What does that tell you? Triple H is operating 205 Live. That tells you Triple H is doing things right, and Vince McMahon is killing his own product. But we, of course, we all know this. 205 Live started off with a great match between Buddy Murphy and Gran Metalik. I love this match. Gran Metalik, very underrated. Gran Metalik picked up the pace towards the end of this match. Springboard drop kicks out of the corner to Buddy Murphy. Why don't we pop one of these cough drops? Buddy Murphy was able to counter with a huge knee to Metalik. Then I believe Metalik countered with a huge super kick. And he went for the Metalik driver. He got the Metalik driver, but Buddy Murphy kicked out. Buddy Murphy ended up winning. When Gran Metalik did a springboard out of the corner, Buddy Murphy caught him into Murphy's Law. Murphy caught him into Murphy's Law. 1, 2, 3. Buddy Murphy wins a great opening match with Gran Metalik. Later on, we had a segment between Brian Kendrick Tozawa and Drake Maverick, in which we confirmed that next week it is going to be Kendrick and Tozawa versus Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher in a street fight. Next week, we also got Lio Rush returning to action. We had a backstage segment with Daivari and Itami, basically saying that Daivari is back, and all the real men have gone. All the real fighters have gone. But he says he still respects Hideo Itami, because he's the last true fighter. He's the last true brawler in the Cruiserweight division. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Now, in the main event, absolutely fantastic match. Fantastic match. Tony Nese, once again, I am telling you, a lot of people are sleeping on Tony Nese. A lot of people. I've been a fan of Tony Nese since the days of the Cruiserweight Classic. I remember his match with D. Brian Kendrick in the Cruiserweight Classic like it was yesterday. This match, absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love the chemistry with Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese. Great back and forth. Tony Nese coming out of the gate hot. A lot of aggressive strikes. Aggressive back elbow. Turning Cedric inside out. We had springboard moonsaults. We had a huge backwards flop. Tony Nese went for the 450. But Cedric Alexander moved. Cedric Alexander countered. He hit the neuralizer and then the lumbar check combination. Cedric won. Fantastic match. Buddy Murphy came out to brawl with Cedric, but Cedric ended up standing tall in the end. Great ending to 205 Live. Can't wait to see Buddy Murphy and Cedric. The final match. This is the rubber match. And everything has been following through very, very nicely. And I'm sticking by what I said. Cedric Alexander is going to turn heel in 2019. This is going to be yet another nail in the coffin. Mustafa Ali is winning that title at the Royal Rumble. Murphy gets his rematch. Mustafa Ali retains. Lumbar check. Cedric comes out, praises Mustafa. Lumbar check. And we are going to get a rematch from last year's WrestleMania Cruiserweight match on the pre-show. Only this time, Cedric's a heel. Mustafa's going to be the champion, and Mustafa's going over. Then it's time to start grooming that title for Lio Rush. NXT. This was a very entertaining episode of NXT. It had a lot of interesting storyline progressions. Undisputed Era came out to cut a promo. I love Adam Cole's mic work, by the way. Adam Cole definitely going to be a big star, even though we already know that. But it was Bobby Fish versus EC3. Now, it was a decent 6-7 minute match for what it was. Decent 6-7 minute match for what it was. But what happened after the match really started almost a new type of storyline. with Heavy Machinery and the Undisputed Era. EC3 won. So EC3, I like that EC3 is ranking up some wins. I like that. Undisputed Era attacked afterwards. Heavy Machinery made the save. Heavy Machinery came out in jeans like they just came from a summertime barbecue. EC3 was hyping up Otis Dojakovic. Nigel McGuinness was screaming, "Get Kyle out of there!" as Otis Dojakovic delivered the Caterpillar. Otis Dojakovic, I can't help but smile every time that Otis Dojakovic shows up on camera. I absolutely love Otis Dojakovic. Next week, we got Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir versus Dakota Kai and Io Shirai. That should be a very interesting tag team match. Can't wait to see that. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan versus the Mighty. This was probably one of the craziest 7-minute matches I think I have ever seen. I don't think I have ever seen a match more crazy, more all over the place, and more hard-hitting than this match. Literally, right out of the gate, Burch and Oney Lorcan take out the Mighty. Oney Lorcan flying over the top rope like Superman. Then take it back into the ring. Nick Miller takes out Oney Lorcan with a spine buster. Oney Lorcan is basically fighting off both members of the Mighty, slapping both members of the Mighty. The Mighty slap Oney Lorcan. Then I think they go for Thunder Valley, but Oney Lorcan counters into the double DDT. Danny Burch gets into the mix. Danny Burch, I think, takes out Shane Thorne, if I'm not mistaken. And then they hit that DDT, the elevated wheelbarrow DDT combination for the win. Crazy good match. Crazy good tag team match. I can't wait to see what they do with Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. I can't wait to see them get a tag team title match in the future. Can you imagine this? With how good the Undisputed Era versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch was? Can you imagine when the War Raiders take the titles off the Undisputed Era? Can you imagine the War Raiders versus Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch? Can you imagine that? With the shit that the War Raiders have been doing, what they did in War Games, Hanson doing splashes and springboard back elbows like Cedric Alexander. Can you imagine what the War Raiders and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are going to be doing? Should they make that match for the tag team titles on a takeover and they get like 20 minutes? Holy shit, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. Next week, it has been confirmed. It is going to be Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black inside of a steel cage, and I cannot wait. Next week is also the debut of Dominik Dijacovic, otherwise known as Chris Dijak, or Donovan Dijak. He competed twice on NXT before. He faced off against Velveteen Dream and Ricochet, both at separate dates, and both of them were unsuccessful. But now they've revamped him, and I can't wait to see what they do with him. Got a lot of good talent in NXT. We got Keith Lee, we got Matt Riddle, we got Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era, we got Johnny, got Ciampa, got Dream, got EC3, got Cassius Ohno. Now we got Dominik Dijakovic. I'm liking it. Mia Yim defeated Reina Gonzalez. This was a quick 5-minute match, nothing too crazy. In 2 weeks, we got the number one contenders fatal 4-way. It is going to be, so far, we got Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans, and Mia Yim. I don't know who the fourth member is going to be yet. I have not read the spoilers. I actually have read the spoilers. I know Bianca Belair won, but I don't know who the fourth member was. Because I reported, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, that it's going to be Bianca Belair taking on Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. In the main event, I did not know who was going to be challenging Ricochet because, like I said, I didn't read the spoilers. I only read what matches right now they have scheduled for TakeOver. I was absolutely ecstatic when I heard it was Tyler Breeze. When I heard that music, look everyone, it's Tyler. I was low-key trying not to mark out because I was watching it in my living room with my family members around, and when Tyler's music hits, you could I think they could have visibly seen me just crack a huge evil Grinch-like smile across my face. I think they could have seen me crack a Buddy and Elf-like smile when he found his dad. Remember in Elf when Buddy found his dad and he's singing that song, and Buddy's like, "I love you, I love you, I love you." That was me when I saw Tyler Breeze come out. But this was a very good match for the time it was given. It only went like 11 minutes, but it was a very good match. Ricochet dominated the beginning portions of this match, rolled through clothesline. Tyler Breeze ended up fighting back. Ricochet came back with a 619 around the post. Ricochet went for a huge moonsault. Tyler Breeze countered, supermodel kick into a reverse Rana. I am telling you right now, every time the reverse Rana is done, I am very, 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 very fearful. I am so fearful for the person who's receiving it. Because literally, if you don't do it right, you are going to paralyze yourself. That's why I cringe every time. Buddy Murphy takes it. Every time Buddy Murphy takes the reverse Rana, I'm like, oh god, this guy's gonna paralyze himself. Every head move that Buddy Murphy takes literally looks like he's going to put himself in the hospital. It is absolutely scary. But Ricochet kicks out. And then we had Ricochet fighting back. I think it was a bicycle kick to Tyler Breeze, and then he hit that cross-legged Meishinuku driver for the 1-2-3. Ricochet retains the North American Championship. Very good main event. Very, very, very good main event. And I apologize about my dog. There really is no controlling her. Now, let's move on to the news, rumors, and reports before my dog brings the whole house down. Cage Side Seats. This is my first report. Cage Side Seats reported that we are expected to see at least 3 title changes at WWE TLC. Now, it is not specified which titles will change hands at TLC, but if I'm going out on a limb here, I am going to guess the Intercontinental Championship is going to be on Dean Ambrose. The SmackDown Women's Championship is going to be on Asuka. And the last one? The last one's a bit of a toss-up, because none of the other champions should really be losing their titles. But if I was to call one, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that the Bar are going to be losing the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. Even though I don't want them to, I'm thinking that the Usos might become 6-time Tag Team Champions. I mean, I wouldn't really mind it, but the Bar have only held it for 2 months. They've been flip-flopping. They flip-flopped titles with the Bar and other teams 4 times over on Monday Night Raw, and I was sick of the Bar as Raw Tag Team Champions. Don't make the same mistake that you did on Raw. Don't make it on SmackDown now. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. But anyway, we're going to move on to a report regarding Braun Strowman. Now, as you know, back at the end of November, after Braun Strowman got successful surgery for his elbow, WrestleVotes reported a while back that Braun Strowman might be missing TLC. WrestleVotes reported from multiple sources that Braun Strowman was going to miss TLC, and there were no further reports coming out saying that Braun Strowman was cleared until today. Because I heard that Mike Johnson of PW Insider actually confirmed that Strowman is slated to be at TLC, as he took part in the Tribute to the Troops festivities back in Texas when they recorded Tribute to the Troops. I don't actually know when Tribute to the Troops is airing. I think it's airing sometime after TLC, if I'm not mistaken. But based on Mike Johnson's report, it looks like Strowman will be at TLC. Strowman is going to be fighting Corbin, and Strowman is going to beat Corbin. Strowman is going to go on to WWE Royal Rumble to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Actually, I actually want to talk about that for a minute because there's a couple rumors going around. Supposedly, there are two plans being discussed for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. I don't know if I said this. I don't think I did. Number one is Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre for the Universal Championship, with Drew McIntyre winning. That is what Vince wants. So that would entail that Braun Strowman should win the Universal title from Brock Lesnar, and he goes on to face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and Drew McIntyre wins the title. I think PW Insider reported this a while back, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if they didn't, please leave a comment and tell me who did. But that's what Vince wants. Vince wants Strowman as Universal Champion going into WrestleMania to face McIntyre, with McIntyre winning. Triple H, he wants Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, with Seth Rollins winning. This would entail that Seth Rollins more than likely will win the Royal Rumble and go and face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Now, both ideas sound pretty good. Both ideas sound pretty good. I don't know where they would go because, it is kind of a toss-up. But, the sooner they get the title off of Lesnar, the better. And my final report comes from two sources, actually. PW Insider and Cage Side Seats. My final report of the day is both of those sources reported that other superstars, as well as Finn Balor, are sick. Now, it is unspecified what the sickness is. WWE said Finn Balor will be ready to go by TLC, but two other superstars specifically are ill. One of them is Alexa Bliss, which is why she was not on Monday Night Raw, or which is why, actually no, she was on Monday Night Raw, but I believe she got sick the next night. Mandy Rose is also sick, which is believed to be the reason why her match with Naomi might have been canceled on SmackDown. So, again, we don't know what this sickness is. I don't know what this sickness is. But whatever it is, sooner or later, they'll be better. If it's just a common sickness, common cold maybe cough like I have, bronchitis or something like that. I don't have bronchitis, but, maybe it could be bronchitis. You never know. You never know. We had an illness last year plaguing some superstars. Some superstars like Roman and Wyatt, they had to miss TLC. So, no, it's almost like TLC's cursed. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. I apologize about the lighting quality. It's pretty shitty outside. My light's over here. I'm probably going to have to get better lighting equipment. I'm going to get a better camera as well. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter, @StormsTakeover. That's my new Twitter. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, @TheDJStorms. Do not forget to leave that like. Give me that thumbs up. I'm trying to move up in the world. We are, I believe, 30 subscribers away, if I'm not mistaken, from 200. Trying to get to 200 subscribers by the Royal Rumble. If you're going to leave me a thumbs down, well, fuck you. I don't need you. You're a low-life scumbag. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And I want you to drop a huge coup de grace on that notifications bell. So that way, you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because when I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. Do not forget to leave that comment as well. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update. I'm going to catch you on Saturday for the rundown for TLC, final pay-per-view of the year. Now I gotta go calm down my dog before she destroys the whole house. I'm out of here, guys.